Hey folks, welcome back. It's Lucid, and we've got another turn here in Mountain Arena. Sorry for the delay. There's kind of been a absence of things on the YouTube channel for the moment. Yeah, basically, I just need to record these. I've kind of gotten behind. So, I'm going to try to get the crew back together to record more of new casting, and then I'm going to try to hammer through a bunch of these episodes here today. So hopefully we have a nice, good long streak of videos going up. And I've got other series that I've actually recorded way out that are going to be going up on the channel when these videos are done. I just didn't want to do them out of sequence. So anyway, let's get going. We got a message from Mictlan. I get enchantment 7 this turn, which will be a very happy day, since it'll be the day I stop having to script Poison Ward. That's a big nature gem sink. I'm again trying to magic phase disrupt both Lanka and Tianchi from advancing, while I re-twiceborn my pretender to stay to a safer home province. Once that's done, so that if you already have your pretender twiceborned, you can do it again. It's not going to give you an additional effect, but it's going to change which province you're going to respawn in. Because if you twiceborn them, it's actually a way to keep your pretender alive if you lose your capital, right? So if you originally twiceborn your pretender in your capital, then you lose your capital, you wouldn't be able to get your pretender back. And if you were to resummon him, he would respawn in your capital. The patrollers could kill him. You'd be a pretty sad panda. However, if you have, let's say you lost your capital, you could actually twiceborn him to a different province. It would then reset where he's going to respawn when he dies. Not in general, not when you call God, but at least for the first time he dies, he'll respawn as a white mage in a different province. Once that's done, he'll be ready to roll out again to support my army. I'm also starting to blood sacrifice a bunch with the view towards casting one of the Dominion-based globals. Gift of Health is most viable since I've got a big nature bank, but it may not be the most impactful. Yeah, this is a Gift of Health is such an interesting global. It can be really strong, but it's kind of better on the defense. But it's not something on the defense which generates an advantage. So it's kind of like a global. I don't know. It's kind of similar to Vengeful Water. I can see that Lanka has a ton of Rakshasi in the Crystal Throne. I think I can't really afford the risk of trying to crack that right now. Okay. And then from Vanheim. You only live once. I'm attacking Vanheim this turn. Hopefully he defends it, and I can Foul Vapors everyone there and die happy. Actually, never mind. I'll wait till I get my new Prophet so I can get something on PS on my... I don't know what that is. On my Sacreds and keep them alive in the poison. Okay, I guess that's poison resistance or something. Get a bunch of battles here. We've got this one here, which is just hitting some Lankan patrollers. And he's got some of these long dead horsemen, and they're actually pretty good against horrors, because they'll lance charge and kind of blow them up. Some horrors have pretty good protection. Others are going to have better attack and defense scores. But anyway, I don't think this was... I think this is actually a really good trade for Lanka. This is not... And this was actually a really good horror roll. 11 Soul Torn is a ton. So this is... pretty budget defense. These horsemen did pretty good work here. And then he's hitting Tianchi. Tianchi has kind of been passive, though. Let's just scroll through here, see if we have any big battles. We've got a Nifl Jarl attacking Guillaume. Nifl, WA, fuck the Vans. With the Shade Mail popping out, he's got unequaled obesity. Oh, this is a big boy. But not really much other gear. If I know Yomi, he's got some gear on this Dione. Oh yeah, some spooky gear. And quite frankly, probably better super combatant paths. There's some argument that that Niflheim, if he got Quicken Self and Mirror Image. Those could be better for like anti-super combatant duties. But he's on cast spells. This is... It looks like he... I don't know if he was going to kill him or not, but... I mean, Hand of Death might have worked there. Which is what I think the Nifljar was casting at the end. And then Yomi attacks Mictlan. I wonder... Because they have an agreement. I wonder if this was like a mistake somehow. Or maybe they don't have... Let's take a look at what that is. Gibernia. This may have been more than was agreed. I don't know. I mean, this is a ton of death income. And this is a huge income. This is an amazing site. Guys, this is 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. This is an 8. This is like having a global having this site. Plus you get air shield. Huh. I wonder if this was negotiated. It doesn't look like it since there's a Windmaster here. Maybe Mictlan forgot to turn off production or something. But clearly it wasn't coordinated well. It doesn't look like Yomi is preparing to fight Mictlan, though. So it doesn't look like if he was... I think this must have been negotiated. Because most of his stuff's over here against Tianqi. He's not... he's kind of gotten this stuff, and he's retrenching back in this direction. He's not continuing to fill this up like he's going to fight Mictlan. Okay, let's go through and watch the rest. Lanka takes out... Lanka took out some underwater dudes. Vanheim. Where's Vanheim going? Vanheim's right here. They've only got 2 provinces left. If they lose this fort, they're going to be down to just 1 army. But they're in a lab, so maybe he's making a profit this turn or something. He had mentioned that. But it looks like Mictlan patrolled Vanheim's capital. So Vanheim wanted to get a fight. It looks like Mictlan was ready to give it to them. And in particular... we got a message from Vanheim saying he was looking to foul vapors Mictlan, but we also got a message from Mictlan saying, hey, great, I don't have to do Poison Ward anymore because I've got Serpent's Blessing now. So I think we know how that fight's going to go. One of our monoliths got wounded. Oh, and it looks like Niflheim has finally left the game. What if Italy was real? God of Niflheim has been permanently vanquished and did not, at the end, rule a single province, and he now has nowhere to return. So, yeah, it looks like this was this battle here. And then where was the other guy popping his head out? So he was going to take this province, but there was a Dione here. And then combined with Yomi taking that other province from Niflheim, nowhere left for him to go. And, you know, Niflheim had rolled down here, came through this passageway, and was messing with Yomi. So, or was it this passageway? Oh no, it was this passageway, and messed with Yomi. So I think it's fitting that Yomi is the one to finally put the nail in the coffin of Niflheim after getting messed with. So, I don't know. I think Niflheim was probably a little polarizing. Some people, the Adventures of Niflheim was a highlight of the game. For me, it was... it would have been so tilt-inducing. If I were playing in the game. Have somebody from a different, completely random area of the map just come to fuck with me. But anyway, he lasted a long time. If his goal was to stay in the game as long as possible, the March Out probably accomplished that. Let's go ahead and go to the next turn. All right, we got turn 55 here. Start with a message from Tianqi. Lots of Diplo changes. Yomi declared war. That was kind of easy to see from the troop movement. Brokered a truce with him. Agartha and I are splitting Earthblood Deepwell. Focused on ramping research and maintaining the game state. I hear Agartha will attack Lanka, which will free up Mictlan. Guessing Yomi will eat TNN, leaving me in a distant third. Going to try to get the growth throne, which will help spike my income. Interesting. Message from Mictlan. I'm trying to catch at least some of Vanheim's army by shooting a seeking arrow at them. I don't have a mass flight hand or casty, but I think my bless plus luck spam plus probably makes massed earthquake not super scary. We'll find out. I think that's what he's worried about. Lanka casts Hordes from Hell here, loses the Devil. Hordes of Hell, like you can, this is a nice magic phase attack to have in your pocket as Lanka. You probably have better things to spend Blood Slaves on. You know, like you've got Dakini and things like that. So if you can do a magic phase attack, I'd probably opt to something along those lines. But anyway, I think it's probably a little unlucky it didn't work here. We won't even watch it. So there's a battle here with Lanka pinging the forces of Mictlan. And let's take a look at this Mictlan army. We'll see where it is. I know we kind of sped through the last turn without really looking deeply at the strategic situation. Let's take a look where this is. All right, so he's pinging here. And then Lanka, this is just super low commitment rating here with a few Jags and a Turkey. And then there's a scout here. Deeper in here, TNC is raiding with a very low commitment stack of just kind of garbage troops. And here, Mictlan is raiding with a medium commitment stack of Eagle Warriors, Jags, and Aussies, but without much mage support. We'll kind of see if he's doing anything fancy here with this Turkey. Oh, he's casting Luck. Okay. Not super impactful in an army with, you know, like this many units in it. Having a few with luck on it, but who knows? Maybe he was also going to site search here or something. And yeah, the great army of TNC is basically just standing here. So they're having a staring contest. It's hard to say who this will favor because on one hand, Mictlan probably scales a little bit better. On the other hand, TNC has some really good globals up. You know, they've got Eyes of God. They had Eternal Pyre for a while, but Mictlan stole it. And yeah, I mean, they could. It just takes one battle, like one big battle, and they can come out swinging. If they kill this army, they basically have the keys to Mictlan's capital. So we'll have to see what actually happens there. I think we've seen that. We've seen that. Oh. So Mictlan rode out to attack Vanheim. And this is a pretty moderate stack. He left all the chaff back in Mictlan, or back in Vanheim's capital. And he has a ton of nature gems. So these things you don't normally see much. But, you know, if you've got nature gems, which I think is what they cost, might as well spam some. They're definitely tough. I don't know if they're an amazing value, but I think what they actually are is they're really good targets for like evocations. So they're kind of good good evo bait. All right, Foul Vapors is up. I thought he was profiting a guy. Wait, who Foul Vapored? Relief, Heat from Hell, cast by an Ice Druid. Jamps. He Foul Vapored himself. And doesn't have any poison resistance and doesn't have anybody to bless his mages. He was making a profit. I guess he couldn't make it this turn. I guess he was waiting. I think you probably... Well, so he was indecisive. He was thinking, okay, maybe I just suicide my squad, except Foul Vaporing myself, but like make a play going for my capital, right? And then he was like, no, let's wait till I have my profit so I can put poison resistance on my dudes. So I guess he had the army scripted for suicide, but didn't want to pull the trigger. And now he's like... But it appears he's pulled the trigger. And, I mean, I think the short truth is that these Jaguars... it's that these Jaguars, you know, they're blessed. They've got... Which, you know, the Van Heers aren't. A lot of them have luck on them. I don't think there's like... we'd have to see what was cast. I mean, there's a decent amount of luck, decent amount of quickness. But, I mean, it was against unblessed Van Heers. And there's much more mage support on Mictlan's side as well. All these turkeys you can see following behind. They don't look like mages, but they are. So... he lost the High Priest of the Sun, which is a little annoying. He lost a normal priest, a tribal king, and a turkey, and 15 Jaguar warriors. But he killed 74 Van Heers and the rest of Vanheim. And I believe that just leaves the Vanheim fort. So let's go to where Vanheim is. So this was the big battle where he rolled out. And you can see he left all the chaff at home. Just rolled out with the fighting boys. And this fort has been cracked by Agartha. So I expect if Agartha storms next turn, this will be the end of Vanheim. So, pretty cool. And that's kind of cool. Let's watch this. Mictlan contesting this underwater province, which Lanka raided from him the previous turn. So Lanka's got a squad here. Oh, they killed the turkey. But they don't seem able to kill the white mage leading them. So it looks like the higher quality troops from Mictlan end up taking the day. Though at the cost of a turkey who almost certainly had water-breathing gear on him. So that was that. And I think that's it for this turn. So let's take a look at the map again. We'll kind of close out looking at the map here. So Mictlan has now... Basically, Vanheim's finally dead. Many thanks to the Vanheim sub. Agartha has managed to crack this last fort. Has a lot of their army over here, but you can see they've been making a lot of troops. It's not very clear to me, looking at this, where they want to deploy it. It looks like they're pretty indecisive. And some of this is a problem with being a slow map move nation on a kind of sprawling map like this. Hey, sorry, I've got my puppy running around. He's been messing with my equipment. So I've had to like pause the video like 5 times. Yeah, so I think this is a problem with having slow map move armies. One thing Agartha would be really great for Agartha is if they could get like Gateway. Because a lot, I mean, some of the Agartha stuff's not, like, I don't think Magma Kids are ultra slow or something, but it'd be nice if you could move a large portion of your army so that you could actually commit, like have overwhelming force against TNN, right? Or have overwhelming force against Lanka. Like commit, but then if you get backstabbed, you can Gateway somewhere. You won't be able to do that with your Mage Corps, but, you know, you can have Mage Corps in different parts of your empire. Like, he's got enough forts over here to build up a Mage Corps. And he can, you know, have a Mage Corps here and a Mage Corps here. And then he just puts the army wherever the fighting's going to be. Anyway. So, yeah, not super clear what Agartha's going to do. From Mictlan's perspective... he's not really that big. I don't think he's the biggest player. If we look at provinces, yeah, he's number 2. Behind, I think, Yomi. Yeah, behind Yomi. So he's kind of hunkered down. This is not an amazing Mictlan position. He's got kind of this, like, I mean, this is his core land, right? Which is okay, but not amazing. And then he's got basically Vanheim's capital, which, I mean, Ballenstalen did have really good site searching luck. But I think it's going to be interesting to see what he does. I mean, I think he's right to want to hold down the fort and wait for the diplomatic situation to change. Because nobody really wants to trade armies with him. Not particularly. Maybe Lanka does. But TNG certainly is getting cold feet about it. So as soon as the diplomatic landscape changes, like Yomi attacks TNG, Agartha attacks Lanka, something like that, that will free him up to start making moves. So even though I don't think his position's like so great you would want to sit on your laurels, I think he'll be very happy to find his way out of this coalition. So I think he's going to hang tight and just have lots of armies that people don't want to fight with and wait for the diplomatic landscape to change. And I think with that, Yomi, we can see it looks like they're about to go on TNG, but they brokered a peace, so that means they're probably going to go... Who are they going to go on? I'm not sure. I mean, Yomi doesn't have many ways to attack. They could potentially attack Agartha or TNN. Their stuff is so far away from going on TNN, though. I mean, maybe they could gateway it, but... yeah, we'd have to see. So I'm not clear. If these guys brokered peace, I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm interested to find out. So tune back in next time, and we'll see how things start shaking down. Until then, take care.